Hello, friends. On my last podcast that we had done regarding pneumonia, we had received a lot of queries from your side, and today we plan to take up another topic, especially in this winters, where the respiratory infections are on the rise. One of the main queries that we get is during the winters, we feel a lot of wheezing and increase in secretions and phlegm uh, in our daily life. It is a symptom which is recurrent in every winter, mostly during the onset of the winters and when the winter is going off. So yes, this is something that if you are getting this type of symptoms every year for more than 2 to 3 years at a stretch, or if you are getting it since you were an adolescent and it was not very, it was not causing any severe problems, but nowadays this cough tends to linger for a longer period for 2 to 3 weeks or even months together. So, if this is what is happening with you, just we need to be a bit concerned that this might be an allergic asthma. Many times the allergic asthmas, then the trigger is not only dust and pollen. Many a times the sudden changes in temperature and the sudden variations in the humidity levels of the atmosphere also can trigger this type of symptoms. When there is increased secretions from the airway tract, as well as the many times the narrowing of the airway tracts due to the react hyperreactivity resulting from these temperature changes. So this is something that we have to be very concerned about. And if you are getting this regularly, you need to take a doctor's opinion to rule out whether this is an asthmatic thing that is setting in your body. Many times during the winter seasons, when we step out in the cold, you might be feeling a sense of chest tightness and a little bit of shortness of breath while walking. And this is again something that is to be concerned of, because this is due to the narrowing of the airways, both because of the sudden cold, the air that is we breathe in. Basically, in during the winter months, as our nostrils tend to get congested, we tend to breathe through our mouth. The nasal passage is a filter. When we are breathing through the nose, it acts as a filter, preventing the dust particles and very fine bacteria or virus from getting into the lower respiratory tract. But when during the winter seasons, many times we get congested noses, and we tend to breathe through the mouth, where we are bypassing this filter, and many times we can catch this viral infections. This is how many times when we have heard from our elders and from mothers and grandmothers that don't go into the cold, you will catch a respiratory tract infection. This is the reason why we have that. But if you are having a hyperreactive airway, maybe a pre-borderline asthmatic state, then when this cold air enters directly into the lower airways, it causes bronchospasm, or there is spasm of the airways, and we tend to get a shortness of breath. We feel we are not having adequate air getting into our lungs. This is how it happens. So yes, during the winter seasons, when you're going out into the cold, try to make it a point that the air that you are breathing in is a bit conditioned. That is, you can put on a mask. With when the air passes through the mask, it gets a bit warmer, and it doesn't cause that amount of hyperreactivity in the respiratory passage, and you will not be getting that shortness of breath or the chest tightness that we feel. But if you're having this on a regular basis, definitely this is a point, something to be you should be taking care of, going and visiting your doctor to check out your lung function, whether you are having a pre-asthmatic or early asthmatic changes are coming into your body or not. During the winter months, the asthmatics are supposed to be taking an extra care regarding the inhalers. Most of the asthmatics that we see in our OPDs are asthmatics, but they don't believe that they are asthmatics. What they feel, what they think is these are symptoms that come on and off, and they take the inhalers on an on and off basis. Even though they are getting symptoms every winter, multiple times during the winter season, coughing throughout the winter, but still they feel they are not asthmatic. So it's just a cough. And when the cough comes, I feel a little bit of shortness of breath, and I need not take the inhalers on a regular basis. But this is a completely wrong concept which we should come out of. Which we should remember that there are two mechanisms by which the lower respiratory tract gets clogged. One is the spasm of the muscles, that is called bronchospasm, and the second aspect is there is an increase in the secretion in the lower respiratory tract where the secretions clog up the airways. So when we are taking these inhalers on a SOS basis, as and when required basis, what we are doing is we are decreasing the muscle spasm, we are reducing the muscle spasm so that the airway uh, caliber slightly increases and we get a relief. But we are doing nothing regarding the increase in the secretion from the airways. So if you are taking inhalers, especially the preventer inhalers, they should be taken on a long-term basis so that the secretions that your lower respiratory tract is facing, the secretions are decreased on a permanent manner so that you are out of this symptoms throughout the year. And moreover, keep it in mind that if you are getting these type of attacks or these bronchospastic episodes on a very regular basis, your lung function will be progressively going down. And within 4, 5, 6 years, you will be getting out of breath even when you are doing well. When you are not able to walk much, you are not able to climb the stairs, then it becomes as good as a COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's a similar picture that we will face because asthma, we are having so good inhalers nowadays that you shouldn't be having any permanent damage in your lungs if you are taking it on a proper basis. So in the winter season, when you are having a spasm, keep in mind you won't be having that if you are taking the inhalers on a regular basis. In all asthmatic patients who are taking inhalers, be careful that you will have to follow certain things so that you are using the inhaler in a proper manner and it is helping the disease properly, so that it shouldn't be like you are taking the inhaler but still I am not getting the improvement. You have to check out. One, the inhaler should be taken on a regular basis as per your doctor's advice. Unless it's a very early stage of the disease, asthmatics need preventer inhalers which have to be taken on a long-term basis. Second, it's very important that you understand from your doctor how the inhaler is to be taken. Many times we see 101 type of techniques, wrong techniques that the patients are taking the inhalers, in which the patients are taking the inhalers. You need to understand, you need to follow what your doctor has taught you. If required, just take a small video while he is explaining the act, because such a small thing will go a long way in helping you get much better results if you are taking the inhaler in a proper manner. Third, the inhaler should be taken in most of the cases, unless you are very good at the technique, it should be taken with a small container called a spacer. This will help you in two ways. One, the wastage of the inhaler is reduced, the efficiency of the inhaler is increased. So don't say that I can take the inhaler by myself. I don't need a spacer because this is an added cost. it's not an added cost, because if it is taken in a proper basis with a spacer, the inhaler will last longer, and in the long term, it will save your cost. Fourth thing regarding inhalers is you have to keep it in mind that every time you use a preventer inhaler, properly rinse your mouth and do a little bit of gargling. These inhalers contain certain particles or carrier particles, as well as the steroid inhalers. They tend to get deposited in the oropharynx, in the oral and the pharyngeal spaces, and there they cause fungal infections. Many a times the mucosa is irritated, and you may find that after taking these inhalers for some time, you are getting very bad taste in your mouth. Your tongue appears to burn while taking spices, and many a times even ulcers may form. You might find your voice cracking. These things all can be prevented by a little rinsing of your mouth immediately after taking the inhaler. Do a little bit of rinsing and a little bit of gargling. Even if you're not getting warm water, you can do it with a normal water, but you should be doing it on a regular basis. Hopefully, the little tidbits that I have provided will help you in understanding the basic asthma pathology as well as the treatment, and how to maintain a proper lung hygiene during the winter months. Thank you.